Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're here with another video. We're going to be talking about some of the changes I've made in my workflow. We've taken some wizard levels. I'm going to talk a little bit about suckless. Yeah, so let's get into it. So recently I switched away from using Rofi as like my launcher and my menu thing. I got everything going through D menu now. So there's like my emoji picker. I have this like XDG open menu that I made. This is really cool. So any type of file format that I want, let's say .mp3, and then it'll search and it'll find it, and then it'll open it up in its respective program. So like for instance, that was an MP3. If I wanted to, I could be like looking up .png, and then now I got a bunch of PNGs, and let's say, ooh, look at this nighttime picture, right? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Um, and then, like I have an app switcher, wallpaper switcher, the regular run menu. So yeah, I have all that running through that, and basically the way that I have it set up in here, because in Dusk, like I don't want to be like playing games with that giant block of keybinds every time I want to change something and then recompile. So I have it all kind of just here in uh SXHKD, right? And I've cleaned up this file. As you can see, it's extremely minimal. It literally just has the keystroke and command that I want. And yeah. So like the XDG open, the way this works is it's basically like find. So it's going to push the entirety of my file system into D menu. And then I have this -p flag, and basically what that does is, like, let's say if I open this, like, see how it says wallpaper right here? That's all that's doing, and then you put what you want in between quotes. And then this is just like the theming for D menu. But yeah, you have that inside the parentheses, and then this little money sign right here makes it executable. It's like, oh hey, do this command, right? So, and then when you pick one of the selections, it'll push it through XDG open. And what XDG open is that's like Xorg's just like execution sort of thing. So like for instance, you could use that in a bunch of different ways if you wanted. I don't know, like little clickable things. Like if you wanted to do clickable things on the bar and then have it do an XDG open. Like for instance, if you had a really cool calendar program or like a planner, you could have it so you can click on your time, and then that would pop open with that. So it's pretty useful to have this little bad boy right here. That's pretty cool. And then like, um this wallpaper one is just literally like kind of like the same idea, except for I'm using LS. I don't really know the difference between LS and find in this scenario, but yeah, uh, I'm using LS, and then it's doing the same thing with D menu, right? Pretty cool. I've actually also gotten into using FCF. I've set up some. Yeah, let's. Oops, I just did something wrong. Okay, I set up a few things. So I was watching Bugs Rider, and he was like talking about FCF in one of these videos. It was like that one where he's like true Linux pros don't use file managers. So yeah, so I have like FCD, right? So that's find the and change the directory, right? So in here I could just be like, oh, let's say scripts, right? And then I don't have to be case sensitive with it because it's a fuzzy finder. So there you go. There's my scripts folder right here. Now I'm in it. I ls, boom. There's all my scripts, right? Um, so I have another one which is the edit, which is just E, right? So let's go into the bash RC. I'll kind of show you what I got going on. The bash RC right here. I've changed this up a little bit. I'm still working on this. This is like my I don't know, kind of one of the works in progress I've been doing. I want to add a bunch of really sick aliases to this and some functionality. However, I don't want to make it busy. So I haven't, that's why I didn't go for like that ultimate bash RC or whatever. They have it up on GitHub. There's just way too much stuff in it. I don't need a lot of what's going on. So yeah. Anyway, so if you come in here, the FCF stuff is kind of here at the bottom, or yeah, close to the bottom. But yeah, CD to home, and then it does CD, and then it's the same kind of idea. So I have like the find, and then minus type D means directory for that. So when I do this, it only searches for directories like music. Oop, oop, oop. right? Pretty cool. Very, very useful. And then the other one, well, actually, there's a couple here. So this XDG open find, this is the same thing as my D menu one, except for it just does it inside the terminal, right? So if I needed a, dot MP4, I could open up these MP4s right here. Pretty cool. Um, yeah, and then the edit command is the same thing, right? Except for we get this preview. And I actually had trouble with this because when you look around and other people saying stuff on Reddit and like documentation and stuff, like in between here, this cat with the brackets and the double quotes, every place I looked has this as single quotes, right? And it won't work if you do that. It just won't. So, yeah, you want to have double quotes here. It's kind of important. And yeah, so that one is just kind of like, oh, I just want to go into you know, what is it? I can't even see what I'm typing. All right. I want to go into there, and there you go. So yeah, these are just kind of a couple little things I did with that. Pretty useful. Um, my Bash RC is gonna come along like pretty far in the next week or so. Pretty cool. Another thing I'm working on is I've got like kind of like a general outline for like an Arch install script that I'm gonna be doing for Dusk. Only because it's like this isn't gonna be more personally for me, and if like one of the homies in the Discord wants it, I'll send it to him. But this is more like it's just more just so if I have to reinstall or anything like that, I already have the script going. But anyway, this isn't the finished script. This is just like the general idea, and I'll kind of get into like what's going on here. This is gonna be way different. This is literally just it's me spamming commands, right? This is gonna be different. Like this whole bottom section where I have this is only written like this because I just don't want to deal with like the non-word wraps. So I just did a bunch of these, but this will be like a package list instead, and it'll be like all just, Anyway, so if we get into it, we start looking, this just clears the terminal and then it sleeps for a second and then it tells you, hello, welcome to the Danks install script or whatever. That's going to change. And then this is kind of just sitting around and pushing some stuff through, but then it updates, it updates and syncs the repositories, and then it installs Git, and then it installs Yay, and then it does XDG user directories, and then this is just setting up directories for stuff that I use, you know what I mean? Um, and then let's see. You come down a little bit. This is where it starts installing Dusk. So this is like all the dependencies. This is the optional dependencies right here, and then it starts pulling down D menu, and then compiling D menu, and then it'll do the same thing for SL status and ST and Dusk, and so it's downloading, it's git cloning all this stuff and then compiling it, and then basically I come down, I install Lie for my display manager, and then from there we set that up in system control. Pretty cool. It keeps going, and then it's just like, yeah, we finished the Dusk installation, it's complete, hey bud. And then it moves into like doing applications. This isn't fully done yet, and like I said, I'm gonna change this into just like a package list kind of situation. um this is more just so I know all the different things, and if I ran the script, it would like actually work and do something. So yeah. And then it just kind of like CDs into the config folder. It creates the themes folder for Helix. It sets up the configuration for Ranger right here. If you ever install Ranger and you don't have any config and you're wondering why, it's because you got to run this command right here. Um, and then it clears the cache, oh, your thing, and then it reboots. So this is gonna be a little project for me in the next couple weeks. I want to make this really fancy looking and like have it look pretty, and then I'll just have it backed up. So if I ever have to reinstall this crap, I don't have to sit there and like this is a lot of commands and stuff to type. You know what I mean? Like let's be real. Uh yeah. Oh, just trying to think of what else. I've been I've been flirting with the idea of Yazi. I have not gotten around to downloading and configuring it because it's like, oh, shoot me in the head. And then the other thing too is I want to make like a masterclass video of NeoVim configuration. However, this is going to be challenging for me because I don't write code. Well, I mean, I write code, but I don't know what I'm doing, right? So knowing about LSPs and like different things that somebody who would write code would need is something I'm familiar with. And I'm also just one of those like cavemen people who will stare at the code with no syntax highlighting or like auto completion or anything like that. I just like the regular plain. So that's going to be hard. I'm going to have to find a good like way ground between the two. Like I have no clue how that's going to happen. Yeah. And then the last thing I want to talk about is there's a couple things I'm thinking about doing. I think I'm not doing like a tech news series because just between me and the people that I talk to, like week to week, I find out about so many different things, cybersecurity stuff, AI stuff, things that are happening in Linux, new distros. We got a new distro that I'm going to be making a video about, and we're going to be talking about how necessary it is. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it's gonna have to happen. Daytona Linux. I'm looking at you, bud. You got some splaining to do. Anyway, uh, yeah. So like maybe doing a little news, so because it's like there's only so much interesting Linux content you can make. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is when you go around and watch a lot of these Linux YouTubers, it's kind of like the same scenarios. It's like, oh, what's my most recommended text editor? Or, you know, hey, let's do some cool scripting videos. Or let me run through the configuration and installation of one of these tiling window managers. Or, there's a lot of things that kind of just get repeated over and over. And I don't want to be like doing that so much. I do it when the opportunity arises itself, when Linux Mint puts out a new release, your boy gonna do an install video because everybody's gonna be looking it up on YouTube. Right? But yeah, it's just gonna be a little bit of flavor. I don't know when that's gonna start. Um, Yeah, I have no clue. I mean, this would have been a great week to do it because them banning TikTok and this and that. I guess I could talk about the banning TikTok. TikTok will never like fully be banned in the U.S. Like they're gonna say, "Oh, ban," but in reality, is somebody they're gonna liquidate a lot of that stuff to an American company, and then those people are just gonna rename it. Like that it would be really stupid to completely take that out. And that the a lot of people are not understanding the problem, the actual problem with TikTok. And it's not only a TikTok problem because Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all these other social media sites have the same problem. And it's the 20-second short form, like Vine style video stuff. Because when you have, all right, when somebody goes to make one of those videos and it's going to go viral, right? The content of the video is going to be so out of skew of what reality is because of the short type of the short period of time in which this content is. It's 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Most of these videos, they probably don't last longer than a minute, and you'll be lucky to get somebody to sit on there. And then the whole like just autoplay scrolling feature. Like I don't know if you guys have like fell into a death scroll with TikTok. I don't want to admit this, but when TikTok first came out, I was in like the top 20,000 users or something for like watch time. Because it was just like chef videos and like gaming clips. And like I watch a lot of skateboarding stuff. So there's like, I would watch skateboarding clips all day. But then what I noticed was after a couple algorithm changes, it started injecting crap into my feed. I don't follow political stuff on that platform like that. I don't follow like gender theory kind of stuff. You want to get into that, that's your own prerogative. I myself don't involve myself with that, but I would get these like weird ass videos put into my feed and it's like very obvious what kind of person I am if you looked at my follows, you know what I mean? So like I just didn't understand it. So The reality is it's the short form content, and it's pushing stupid ideology through these things. But TikTok and China themselves, they're not any more or less innocent or guilty in comparison to something like Facebook. They do the same thing. And you got the Zuck coming out with a video pretending like, he's Joe Rogan ninjutsu boy. I watched that Joe Rogan interview. Goodness gracious. Literally wearing the same shirt and everything, the black shirt with the gold chain. Like he's really trying to be a human being. Respect, Zucker. Respect, my dude. You're finally coming around. You got to fit in. You can't just be a reptilian your whole life. You know what I mean? You got to be a human. Anyway, I think he's just doing a 180 because he just doesn't want to get some political e-peen wiped across his forehead. And that's basically it. You think the Zuck gives a shit? When you're that rich, freedom of speech doesn't mean anything. You could say whatever the fuck you want, right? So when he comes out saying, "Oh, we're gonna bring back freedom of speech to Facebook and blah blah blah," like there's no real point in him even fucking saying that. We all know what's happening. The government's gonna go in there. If he does anything stupid, they're gonna start looking at all the tax stuff. They're gonna look at all the law stuff. They'll pass regulation and do this and that just to screw with them. So he's just doing a 180 so his company doesn't get played with. And like I said, like with this TikTok thing, um, if they try to ban that, whatever the competitor that comes out of that, when they liquidate all those services and whatever, the Zuck is going to start talking about disinformation or whatever on that. So it's like, social media is a double-edged sword, except for one of the edges is sharper than anything you've ever had in your life, and then the other one's dull. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is a little quick video, a little update, talking about workflow, talking about weird stuff. I definitely I was like kind of like getting into it. Like the news show is probably gonna happen. I think there's enough out there for me to talk about on a weekly basis to make it good. I'm gonna start making notes too for that. And I'll make like a couple of videos of it, and if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't hit, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. I'll be having some more videos coming out. I was just on vacation for 2 weeks, and I kind of, I was like, oh, this is a great time for me to like crank out a bunch of content. But in reality, is like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing anything, and I played a bunch of RuneScape. Anyways, if you liked the video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things I really appreciate it. I got a Discord server. There's going to be a link in the description in the pinned comments. If you guys want to join up, we got a bunch of nerds in there. We always talk about Linux stuff and tech stuff and food and, just random, the normal discussions that you would have with the boys. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go have a good day. I hope you guys have a good day too. I'll check you later. Peace out.